It's showtime. Hey everybody, it's the D-Mark 100! Let's go ahead and get things started right off the bat. Oh. There we go. And let's... Ooh, I love that shade of color. Classic look right here. Yeah, sure. Let's do it! Nintendo. I don't know. I actually kind of forgot this was very underwhelming. Anyway, like I was saying, hey everybody, it's the D-Mark 100! Welcome to my Nuts Play on Splatoon 2! Think your 2 Koopas cool and looking really green though? Let's start off with the basics. Wow, this is... I was going a little bit faster than I anticipated. Right. So. This is actually kind of a really good game that I've been getting back into for quite a while. Just gotta refresh myself on how this game works. Get it? Refresh. Here we go, talking about the refresh. Yep. Yep. Oop. Bombs away. Aw, just trying to go out there. Well, you know what? Man, we are rocking on with this music. Ooh, I want to deal with that. I always knew that these guys were going to be full of trouble. Bombs away! Yeah! Wait up! Rolls are ready to head on for Inkopolis Square! And now! Explosive diarrhea away! And they had breakfast for dinner. Not a lot of cheese, it was done. Unless everyone's lactose intolerant. Does that cause for that? I don't remember. I know that cheese can make one gassy. And now, welcome everybody to Inkopolis Square. And welcome to Splatoon 2! The sequel to the original Splatoon game, taking us away, I think, a couple years into the future. Y'all know what time it is! It's Off the Hook, coming at you live from Inkopolis Square. Check it! Here are the current regular battle stages. I bought way too much to here yesterday. Used up my entire allowance. You still get an allowance? And these are the current rank battle stages. Here's some advice. Don't rent the bikes here. They're falling apart. That just makes it for a more exciting ride.
here in the Link battle station. I'll record the hotel you've been waiting for. No! Now that's going to be stuck in my head all week. I believe our last game went so smoothly, Marina. Yeah, especially because we worked a salmon run shift instead of rehearsing. Why is our producer freaking out? We need to tell him, Project Marina. Huh? Let's see here. This just in! The Great Savage has disappeared? Wait, like, for real? I feel like I've heard this story somewhere before. There's more! Pop Superstar Callie, the Squid has gone missing! No, not Callie! This is terrible! Do something, Marina! Okay, I'll put together a search party. Whatever. I'm sure they'll turn up at some point. In other news, but shouldn't we form a search party or something? Let's try a little something new today. I got Inkopolis fashion focus. Pearl, what are you doing? I don't see this on the script. Relax, we're just getting a spotlight some fresh new styles around Inkopolis. Pearl, did you even run this by our producer? Nope. Let's dive right into our first feature. All the coolest squids in town has seemed to be sporting some new hairstyles lately. Squid kids? Oh, right. At this rate, it's only a matter of time before things is a full-on fad. Although, I feel like I've seen these weird hairstyles somewhere before. Alright, Pearl, I'm getting a word that we're out of time for this segment. Ugh, fine. Be sure to tune in next time for more Inkopolis fashion focus. And when exactly is next time going to be? Pretty sure we picked on that one, so probably never! And that's all the time we've got. Until next time, don't get cooked, stay off the hook! Welcome to Inkopolis Square, the new nerve center of Inkling culture. That's Deca Tower, there in front of you. One of the tallest buildings in all of Inkopolis. There's a lobby on the first floor of the Deca Tower for online battles, which we'll be doing in this particular save file. Oh, don't worry, we'll be getting to that later. Over here, we've got the Galleria. Inkopolis is the most popular shopping center. Here you can buy the freshest gear and weapons to use in battle. But the shops are pretty exclusive, and they won't serve you if you're not fresh enough. Well, that's discriminating. What else? Oh, that creeper shark back there. Rumor has it they're hiring him for some sketchy job. Might want to think twice before you apply there, unless you really need dough. That brings us to the Shoal, the coolest hangout spot in all of Inkopolis. That's where England's gonna go to meet up with a nearby friend for both competitive and cooperative play. And next we have... Huh? Who's that mysterious squid back there? It almost looks like... No, she'd never hang out in a place like this. Those clothes? Yeah, it must be someone else. Is it just me? Or does that anime seem a little... fishy? See what they did there. Yeah, definitely something fishy going on over there. Probably best to ignore it. At least for now. Anyway, you should check out the lobby of Deca Tower. That's where you can get your splat on. I do have reference to another LP who did something like this. But yeah. You got the Splatfest T replica. You can use it in multiplayer battles. You got the online Squid Kid 5. You can use it in the multiplayer battles. Ah, yeah. You got the Octo-Layered LS. You can use it in multiplayer battles. You got the online jersey. You can use it in multiplayer... Why am I talking like this? You got the Studio Octo phones. You can use it in the multiplayer battles. So, not much we can do at this very moment, but... Come over here...
We have what appears to be Pearl and Marina having some sort of podcast. Seems that rather nice. We see something like this sort of with Callie and Marie in the previous game for when they're doing their own. When they're having their own kind of little gig on the side, but you know, come to think of it, I know that the online usage for the Wii U had ended not that long ago. So, yeah. Meow. You smell as fresh as my litter box. Get to the lobby and play some Turf War battles. Once you play a bit of Level Up, don't forget to visit the weapon shop in the square. Forget. Yeah, no. Just gonna bring us a little closer to me. There we go. The Octarians. Hey, you showed up. As soon as I saw you aimlessly wandering around the square, I knew you were the one. I'm Marie. I know you probably have been starstruck, but I need you to get over it. Yes, I'm that Marie. You know, from the Squid Sisters. I'm sorry, who are you again? You never heard of me? For eel? I get it. Well, you obviously aren't very cultured, but you'll have to do. See, I got a little thing I need some help with. By now you heard that the great zapfish that powers Inkopolis Square is missing. Well, it's not just missing, it's been squidnapped by the Octarian menace. How do I know this? On the surface, I may just look like an absurdly talented pop star. But in truth, I'm Agent 2 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon, a secret society of heroes who save the world from Octarians. Now, I've been trying to keep an eye on the Octarians in my downtime, but I'm a busy girl. If only Callie was around to lend a hand. I need you to go get this great zapfish back from those slimy Octarians. What do you say? Are you in? Okay, I'm sorry. Am I supposed to say something or what? So I'll take your awkward silence as a yes. Welcome aboard. You are now Agent 4 of the new Squidbeak Splatoon. I even bought your brand new hero suit as a signing bonus. And look at that. It fits like a glove. Not bad for an old hand-me-down. Now, let's go tear those Octarians limb from. Well, you get the picture. Oh yeah, the entrance to the Octarian realm are invisible, so you have to ink them to reveal them. If you see anything weird looking, blast it with ink. Inking him before thinking, I always say. What do you mean this? It was fun while it lasted. So, we're mainly going to be focusing on single-player mode on this, and I will definitely be showing off the multiplayer version of this at some point. And by some point, I mean pretty soon. So I kind of want to explore a little bit more right here. So this is Octo Canyon. This is where those that are part of the single-player zone will be going to. If you're looking for a little bit of some story progress to play around for a little while. We got these balloons right here. We got pop. These gives us fish eggs. They are essentially our, I guess you could say, currency. Here we go. This right here, something that's kind of unique. This is called a sardinium. They're also a part of a type of currency, but we're not going to be seeing that for quite a while. Oh, don't worry. That time will come soon enough. Let's see here. Before we do anything else, I want to take a look around because there is something of importance that I would like to collect before we go into our first mission. And it looks like... Ah, yes. I remember now. Back this way. You. We wanted to destroy these balloons. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. Yep. Hit. Went up. Here we go. Over here. And... we have something else. This is called a sunken scroll. Welcome to Octo Canyon, the world's most gorgeous gorge. Collect all the commemorative souvenir stickers. Don't worry. We will. So I'm going to be collecting all the sardiniums, and I'm going to be collecting all of the sunken scrolls throughout this game. But for now, let's get started. Return to the Octarius. Rescue the Zapfish. This is going to be a lot of fun. Press ZL to swim. Just square form to swim through that ink. Cover enemy ink with your ink to move through it. I already know this, but you can press ZL to shoot ink from your weapon. Duh. Like one of the first things they teach you in this game. Hiding ink with ZL. Cover ink and won't hide it. Jump to the squid ring with B. Oh my god. What up? Not a lot of cover here. Hiding the ink to toss a bomb with it to distract him. Bombs away! Buy another one. See ya! Not bad. Remember, you can look around him with the right trigger. Analyze it. See ya! Wouldn't want to be ya. Yeah! Do want to be careful though, because I do want to try to collect all the sardinium and sunken scrolls, and they're going to be found in very unusual spots. The balloon fish with some ink to pop it. I'll do you one better. Kaboom! I also thought that was a blowfish. More specifically, a Fugu squishini. That. Oh, you need to find a key. Find the key, where's the beautiful key? You left your key in the mausoleum. So it's going right around here. Hello? Uh-oh. That. Here we go. Around here. Run up. You're natural. Onward. You want that armor. Trust me. Oh, trust me, Marie. No need to tell me twice. Nope. I always did love the language that the Inklings speak. Is it English? Or whatever the case, it is such a cute little sound they make. Got me some more fish eggs. Nope. Nice. That's not so nice. Checkpoint. Well done. Alright, I think before I go up there... Wait, no! I hope that was just fish eggs. Don't look down or do whatever. Don't worry. We're crazy. Wow, you must really hate balloons. I really do. Alright. We're down. Remember, you can reset the camera with Y. Oh. Aha! There's what I'm looking for. There it is. Yep. Got that. Now the sardinium is going to be a little bit... I want you. You never know what might be on the other side of a wall. Ambush! Cook these clowns. Would be nice, but I can't eat fish. I splat the ever-loving crab out of them. Tenta missiles. So click the right trigger, take aim, and fire in the hole! Well done. Fire in the hole! Anyone else want some? Nope. Right. You know, now that I've gotten thinking about it, that box center from earlier when I didn't want to get on that platform might have had the sardinium, but that's okay. We can get that. A shockwave struck her while one young lady was performing at her recent youth folk singing contest, doing damage to the venue. Fortunately, no one was injured. Huh. Looks familiar. I wonder if she went something like this.
Testing, 1, 2, 3!
Wouldn't surprise me. So, I'm gonna go back there. Actually, no. Great work. You may not be doomed after all. Thanks. So, before I go back in there to try to track down that sardinium, I want to come around over here. I never showed this off from before, but we got pretty much test dummies. So, we can't do anything with this, at least not yet. So what do you say, before we do anything else, we're gonna go back in there and find that sardinium. I'll be right back. Aha! There it is! That's sort of what we've been looking for. That is the sardinium of this level. So, now we've finally gotten that taken care of. I'll meet you guys back at the end. Alright. Since we go to the Zapdos already, we get a plushie instead for our trouble. Alright. Oh, hello. I hate to ask you what your multi-ringer is, but I don't want to demoralize you. You know, you remind me of Age of 3, which they were like 2 years older and practiced basic hygiene. I believe you've never heard of the Split Sisters. You must have been, right? You're a fan of high places, aren't you? Aww. So, we're not going to cover every single mission right off the bat. Instead, we're going to be doing something a little bit different. Every time we're going to complete a level from up here, I guess we can't do anything with this yet, we're now going to get into a little something into multiplayer. And for each multiplayer that we go for, it's going to be doing something a little different. How so? Well, I'll see you guys in another universe.
Y'all know what time it is! It's Off the Hook, coming at you live from Inkopolis Square. Check it! Here are the current regular battle stages. I bought way too much here yesterday. Used up my entire allowance. You? Still get an allowance? And these are the current ranked battle stages.
I love how Marina uses a turntable for such a thing.
Yo, I'm Marina, and I'm here to say I lost a turf war every time I play. Cool song. Here are the league battle stages. I'm at Albacore, the hotel you've been waiting for. No! Now that's going to be stuck in my head all week. Can't believe our last gig went so smoothly, Maria. Yeah, especially since we worked a salmon rush instead of rehearsing.
And that's all the time we've got. Until next time,
don't get cooked, stay off the hook.
Welcome to a whole new universe, where I'm pretty much going all in for how things are going to be playing. So coming in from here, you can finally show off Deca Tower. Yeah, I look a little different, don't I? So, I think it's about time that we get into for what other topic we're going to be getting into for this LP. And that is going to be talking about each new weapon that I'm going to be doing for each of the LP. Each of the episodes I'm going to be doing. This is going to be a little bit different for some cases. Why? Because it's high time to get into for what we like to call the weapon of the day. Let's get into it. Our first weapon. So, since we're getting into our first weapon, the Splattershot Jr. Similar to how I did in the original Splatoon game, I'm going to be talking about each of the weapons based on how they operate, what their gimmicks are, and how good they are in battle. Starting things off here with the Splattershot Jr., this is probably one of the best starter weapons in video game history. Why? Because they start you off with a weapon that's not only very viable, but it also makes it one of the best in the turfing weapons that you can do in pretty much any turf war match. Every bullet starts off with 28 base damage, with guarantee a 4-hit kill no matter what. While the range may be abysmal, that doesn't mean that it's bad. only doing like roughly 15 meters about the looks of it, however that is. Haven't exactly done a whole lot of research on that part, but everything else, yes, I have been doing some research on. In fact, I consider this weapon to be pretty abysmal as it is, also because, well, it has some very bad accuracy. And this is even more so for when you're doing this while jumping in the air. This is what is known as shot deviation. Shot deviation gives off worse accuracy to pretty much your entire weapon case, or rapid fire, I guess, in this case. And we are pretty much just seeing it at its worst. But don't worry. There'll be some goods and uses for that later on down the road, and we'll be seeing more fun from there. You're not going to be doing much good when it comes to taking care of enemies, because they'll always be on the move, and the Splattershot Jr. is really good for tanking enemies when they're practically at close range. So, why is this thing good? Well, luckily for us, the main gun's not the only thing that we're going to be dealing with in battle. Every weapon comes with a sub and a special. Sub-weapons are side weapons that consume a lot of ink, and they can definitely do some good use on like throwing bombs, setting up shields, tracking your enemies. There's a lot here for what this game has to offer. In the case of the Splattershot Jr. is the Splat Bomb. The Splat Bomb is probably one of the best throwing weapons that you'll be seeing in the game, and it is considered to be one of the best offhand weapons that you'll be seeing. A sub base damage is 30 base damage, and I think it can go up into as close as, I think, 70? I don't know. But either way, it's pretty much 100. It's an instant kill if it's close up right to the blast radius. Splat bombs have many good uses. It can cover up ink for where you can't get to. It flushes out enemies. It pretty much keeps everyone on their toes. Okay, yeah, it is 30 base damage. I do want to point out that it takes roughly a second to detonate by the time from when it hits the ground, but this can be negated if it doesn't fully stop once it hits the ground, as in like can potentially fall off an edge, or if it just has a bit of delay when it's hitting something. These things are very good for taking out his flash walls, and it's also great for taking out the Rainmaker's shield, but we won't be getting into that for quite a while. They do consume a lot of ink, and it can be abysmal if you don't know how you're doing it. Specials, on the other hand, have a bit of a different use. The gauging that you're seeing in the top right of the screen indicates that your special weapon is ready to go. Every special has a different use, and every weapon building it up is different than the others. In the case for the Splattershot Jr. is known as the Ink Armor. This provides special protection from bullets, and they can go up to 50 base damage for when in use. And this leaves you pretty much This thing will pretty much makes you more easy to defend yourself, as it goes up to only 4 seconds of use. It does not just affect you though. It affects all the active members on your side on the field. Whenever you do get in the deter force, keep an eye on your buddies up on the top of the screen, as they don't pretty much make it so that everyone will get the ink armor. It's basically an upgraded version of the bubbler from that in the first game, but with interest. Now comes into probably something that I really need to talk about with the use of the ink armor. Don't use this against specials and chargers. They can pretty much destroy the armor pretty quickly, and this also leads to one other major downside. It takes roughly a second for the armor to appear, or maybe 2 seconds, so be sure that you're always on the move and don't stop. Trust me, I might have just saved you some gauges when you're doing so. But now that we've finally gotten that, I would like to now move on to this, the power-ups. Every power-up comes in with a main power-up, a sub-power-up, and that of the special power-up. They all want to work much differently, so
Be mindful that they're going to be way different the way how you do your gameplay. And I'm only going to be briefly talking about the ones that are new to us, and for when we can. The main power-up for the Splattershot Jr. is increases ink coverage. This basically gives us a wider range to, well, turf the ground. Stacking plenty of these is the way to go. Like I said, this is one of the best turf-friendly weapons in the game. I don't recommend stocking up a lot of them, because only so much can do so much. Not quite sure that really makes any sense, but whatever. The sub power-up is going to be effective on most bombs, and they're pretty much going to be the exact same, which in this case increases travel speed. Basically, getting a bomb to the location as fast as you can is one of the best things that you can do with this very weapon. It kind of goes without saying. Basically, something that they call the bomb range up, but with a little bit of some interest. Trust me, you'll be hearing that a lot. As for the special power-up, it increases duration and decreases activation time. You definitely want to consider this. Especially since that you want to get that ink armor on you faster, and so others can get it on as easily as it is. Now when we go on to some equipment recommendations. Not all gear that you're going to be having is going to be the same as the others, but I'm only going to give out the ones that I think is probably going to be the best ones to go for, and you can pretty much just experiment it as it is. Practice this as much as you can we're here in practice mode and everywhere else. For this one, I definitely want to give a special recommendation to bomb range up. If you don't plan on using the sub power-up, which why would you? This increases the range of the bomb when you are throwing it. You definitely want to have a good range for the bomb so you're at a safer distance, especially since you're dealing with weapons that are higher range than that of the Splattershot Jr. I also want to give a special recommendation to ink resistance up. This is a special slot that is on your shoes and that minimizes damage when stepping on enemy ink. You can never tell when something like this could happen, and it's probably best to be safe and sorry when you're dealing with enemies. But now that we've pretty much gotten all that, I think it's about time we move on to our next weapon. The next one that's similar to the class of the Splattershot Jr. is called the Custom Splattershot Jr. Most of the kits that you'll be seeing here typically come with 2 or 3 haze sets, depending on the weapon that is introduced to us. Since the Splattershot Jr. has made a return from the first game and is also in the next game, you're going to be seeing this thing with 3 kits, and I will be covering each of them. It's the exact same weapon, and with the same special depletion. I was saving it until now, but the special depletion in this game has completely changed since that from the first game. What do I mean by that? In the past games, there's either light, medium, or heavy special depletion. That no longer exists in this game. I think you might be seeing where this is going. The special gauge that you will have will lose 60% of all the ink in it that you used, or rather, gained in this point. So it kind of sees as a bit of the loss of the penalty on that one. And every weapon comes with their own sub and their own specials. The Custom Splattershot Jr. is no case, is obviously what I'm thinking of. No exception. In this case, we get into probably the worst sub weapon in the game, in my opinion. For bombs. Auto bombs. These are basically splat bombs and hover towards it, or rather, detect your motion detectors, and then moving towards you, dealing it at an instant kill shot. It's also 30 sub-page damage when you do hit someone when they're not at a close enough distance, but it can leave them more squishy when you're dealing with them at close range. The auto bombs suck. Your main usage for them is basically going to use them as a distraction, so
so you can predict your opponent's movement so you can try to follow up for a good shot. Autobombs are pretty effective when it comes to those for tower control and splat zones, but not really so much for turf wars and even Rainmaker. That's not to say that this thing is useless, it's just hard to use. As sad as that may sound. The special in this one is actually one of my personal favorites. And it's a new one. It is known as the Ink Storm. This fires a projectile right up into the sky and it forms a cloud of your color and, well, rains it down your ink. What's really nice is that it covers up the turf so nicely that it can even be a very nice case scenario for when you're using it in splat zones and even for when you're trying to block your enemy's movements. Your enemies will run from this. You definitely want to consider this. It's one of the easiest specials to get up into for this one, and even if you don't plan on using this particular weapon in turf wars, you still can benefit from quite nicely, especially since that you can ink more of your turf while trying to get more enemies to fall for your trap. The issue with that is that your enemies will not only see it, but they will find ways around it. That's the only real negative that I gotta go for this one. That power-ups for the Autobomb is similar to that to the Splat Bombs, which is an increased travel speed, and that goes without saying. As for the Ink Storm, it increases duration and increases the range of when you throw it. That's actually pretty good. Covering more turf with your ink from that of that very awesome special will definitely make things easy to go by. For equipment recommendation, I want to give us a nice recommendation to that of his special charge-up. This is one of the more expensive ones in it to get to, especially for the kids for the Splattershot Juniors custom sets. And it is going to be a little bit of an ink guzzler from where you're trying to get it. It's not impossible to get to, it's just a little bit, well, annoying. I also want to give a nice special recommendation to that with swim speed up and run speed up. This is something I never really talked about it from the vanilla set. But run speed up helps out with your strafing movement, while his swim speed up increases how fast you swim. It's really nice, and it's definitely something that's worth taking into consideration, especially since if you want to try to be a little bit creative with your movements. And now, for the third kit. And no, this is definitely a new and original weapon. Well, sort of. This is the Kenza Splattershot Junior. This one is unlocked at a level 9, and this is, honestly, kind of a weird one. Its sub-weapon is another first. And get used to hearing that. Torpedoes! This is basically that of a splat bomb, but firing in the air, and then it homes in on a nearby target, but it always goes straight towards their original spot for where they would be at, and it is very annoying to deal with. However, there is actually a bit of a good use out of this. While it is a 60 power hits when it comes into direct contact, it also fires off a burst of explosive shots that are for where it hit the ground all around, making it so that, well, let's face it, you can even damage other enemies all around for when they get into the shotgun radius. Torpedoes are a little bit more challenging to use, but they can tend to be pretty nice if you know for how you're using it. The only real negative that I gotta warn you about the torpedoes, though, is that they can be destroyed when they are in the air, pretty much into making them an easy target. It's also one of the weakest sub-weapons to deal with, but I actually find it to be rather nice and on itself.
which then leads to probably one of the more bizarre specials. The Bubble Blower. By blowing your, well, I guess, swishing your bubbles at your enemies, you create massive ball heads of, well, ink, and they'll fill up every time that you shoot into them. It'll be to the point in order for where they'll spill out so much, and then bush! They deal 100 hit base damage upon explosion, and this is definitely one that's taken into consideration. These can be destroyed by enemies that are shooting it, but I like to think of this as more of a distraction for the such. Even throwing a bomb at this thing is very nice to help him make it easier for this thing to fill up. And there are some other weapons that are like the chargers or even splatlings and they can fill it up a lot faster. The special power-up that I want to give this thing, I'm skipping this up because torpedoes are working the same way for this one, is that increases the size and blast radius of the bubble. You want to consider this. This is a very much a gifted special for Splat Zones and even Turf Wars, and it's definitely an annoyance into your enemies. The equipment recommendation for this one kind of remains the same as that for both the vanilla and the custom set. But probably the biggest one that I want to recommend more on this one is Special Charge Up. This is another one of those specials and that is a little bit more expensive to get. And even though that the Splattershot Junior it does get a little bit more of that over time, it's still a neat guzzler. So other than that, we have the perfect set hits that helps out with those that are getting into the game, and it's perfect in many ways. An ideal weapon that's good for Turf Wars and even in Splat Zones. So pick your poison, or I guess in this case, ink, and then go to town with your enemies. I'm going all in with the vanilla set, and I am smoking hot in this. So, for the equipment I'm going to be going for, I'm mainly going to be running that as some run speed up, ink resist up, and a little bit ahead of some main power up. I also have a little bit ahead of some defenses set up while I'm going on with this. My bomb head. I'm actually curious. What is this thing called again? Whatever. Oh! You've updated! So like every hour, like every 2 hours, I think it's something like that, they changed the multiplayer on this one. Gobi Arena and Kelp Dome, okay. So like I was saying from before, I decided to go all in with this vanilla set, and I'm running a little mainly on run speed up, ink resist up, and a little bit ahead of some main power up. I'm gonna try to get us as much turf as I got down, and I'm looking hot while I'm doing this. I am the Octolink motorcyclist who's not wearing the best looking shoes all around, and they're pretty much rain boots. Let's get in there. So every time when we start off with a new multiplayer match, of course I gotta wait until we're all set and ready to go. But luckily for us, there's still a lot of people who do this. I like how one's name's Lando, which is nice, and a smiley face. Cynthia, don't set a guard chomp on me, lady. So let's get into it. What's our first location? We are right here in Kelp Dome. This is a returning arena from that of the original. Ooh, that's a nice choices. Oh, here we go. So, Turf Wars. Basically how this works is that you want to cover the ground and as much of your ink as possible. And yes,
It's disgusting when you kind of think about it, as we're pretty much shooting out our own fluids out of this. Something about the way how I'm saying that don't sound right. I started off with this new set for the main purpose of that, well, let's face it. Oh boy. Yeah! First blood. Oh boy. Oh boy. Ah! At least I thought I was able to protect myself with a little bit of some of that armor. And like I said, that armor is gonna come in handy. It's gonna save me your limbs? Oh boy! I'm gonna swim right into that. Alright. I'm gonna go up here. Uh-oh. Ah! Crushed. Ow. Well, you know what? It could have been worse. It could have been a hell of a lot worse. Oh, we got baller. Oof. Ah! Oh, whoa! Hero dually replicas. Don't start! Oh boy! You get over there. Alright, moving in! And got you! Gotcha! Alright, we really need to ink all this. Cover it up, guys! Cover it up! Alright, I'm gonna see if I can ink a little bit of their base over there. We got 6 seconds. Yeah! Whoa! I don't know, guys. That looks pretty even to me. First game victory goes to my team. Sweet! Ain't the most, and I guess second the most kills. Alright. Here we go. See you at the next stage. Alright, next arena. Gobi Arena is a brand new location that's introduced in Splatoon 2. And ooh, we got an E-leader. Ooh, I am not liking those odds. Okay, so Gobi Arena. It's essentially a basketball field that's got his name after, I think, the Gobi fish? Or guppy? I don't know. Imagine feeling a little bit more confident in ourselves since we got an E-leader head that is on our side. And trust me, we're going to be dealing with E-leaders a lot later on down the road. Alright, wait up. Yeah. Alright. Alright, so I'll have a little fun. Aww, they're covering up the hoop! Boring. Oh, whoa! I know you're up there. Oh boy. They are not doing well with covering their turf, are they? Pick up on this. Yoink! Would you... Peekaboo! Ah, boy! Ha-ha! Took that hit like a champ! Oh, trade! You may be a son of a shepherd, but you're definitely a posterior of a duck! Oh, we didn't even cover up this stuff. Yeah. Alright, so just come around here. Cover up this. Are these guys even trying? Do they have a disconnect? Because that has happened in this game. And that Kenza hasn't responded at all. Yeah, I think they might have a disconnect. Booyah! Whoa! When did they get into the center of all that? Did not matter when we claimed that win and we kicked their asses and took their names and made them wet their pants. Or I guess in this case, ink their pants. Yep, they had a disconnect. Did I just think that I had like the most kills or something? Because of so? Nice. Alright! So, I guess that pretty much covers it up for the first episode of the LP. So, with that said and done, we're gonna end things off right here. So next time, wait, what did I say? 2 broke for Octo expansion? No, don't say that. Oh, you guys like all here, wow. But you know what? Since I'm a nice one, I'll just stay right by here with off the hook. And then we can end things off from right here. Next time, we head back to Octo Canyon and we take on our second mission before we're talking about probably one of the best of the weapons in the game aside from the Splattershot Jr. See you guys then!